Hey, yo, Trump, what should we do about North Korea?
Take it to a mechanic. Get a tune-up.
Okay. What about protesters at your rallies?
These are some very bad people. Professional protesters. Just under a week ago, Donald Trump sat down for an interview with the Washington Post Editorial Board, and it really highlighted a main criticism of Donald Trump in that he doesn't really explain anything. He doesn't explain his policy positions, and it really was evident right from the jump.
Do you believe there are disparities in law enforcement?
I've read where there are, and I've read where there aren't. I mean, I've read both, and I have no opinion on that because, frankly, what I'm saying is, we have to create incentives for people to go back and to reinvigorate the areas and to put people to work. And we have lost millions and millions of jobs to China and other countries.
So as you see, Trump didn't even answer the question. It was a specific question about, are there disparities in policing? And what he went to is he pivoted to talking about the lost jobs in America and how we've got to, create a better economic situation. That doesn't answer the question. It was a very simple question
About disparities.
Yeah, but he didn't answer it, of course. And this is common with Trump.
The answer he gave kind of was comical to me, just looking at who we're talking about when he said that he didn't have an opinion on it.
Yeah. When does
Trump doesn't have an opinion.
Right.
So what would you do for Baltimore, let's say?
Well, number one, I'd create economic zones. I'd create incentives for companies to move in.
Charles Lane was like, okay, yeah, it's not like we haven't heard that before with the economic zones.
Right.
It's not like there hasn't been, incentives or tax breaks or financial aid being offered to cities like Baltimore. So what specifically, they asked Trump, what specifically were you going to do that's different from that?
I think what's different is we have a very divided country. And whether we like it or not, it's divided as bad as I've ever seen it. I've been doing things for a long time, and I see it all the time. There's a racial division that's incredible, actually, in the country. I think it's as bad. I mean, you have to say it's as bad or almost as bad as it's ever been. And there's a lack of spirit. And one thing I thought that would happen, and it hasn't happened, unfortunately, I thought that President Obama would be a great cheerleader for the country. And it just hasn't happened. I mean, we can say it has, but it hasn't happened. When you look at the Ferguson problems and the Baltimore problems and the Detroit problems, and there's a lack of spirit. I actually think I'd be a great cheerleader beyond other things, the other things that I do. I actually think I'd be a great cheerleader for the country.
So again, Trump completely ignores the basic question and this was a follow-up question. They try to bring him back on task and ask about why is what you're saying going to be any different than what anybody else has said? And he goes to, oh, well, we're a divided country. What? Okay. Well, but that doesn't answer the question. He says we're a divided country. And President Obama, he thought, the situation would have got far better under President Obama.
I thought he was going to be a cheerleader.
Yeah. But no, that Trump is going to be the cheerleader.
I'm going to be a good cheerleader. But good cheerleader for what? He said Obama wasn't a good cheerleader for America. He didn't say nothing about Obama not doing anything to fix the problem we have with the division.
Right.
He said Obama wasn't a good cheerleader.
Yeah.
He said, I'm gonna be a good cheerleader. But what does it have to do with
economic zones and helping Baltimore?
Since Trump took it there, let's entertain that, even though he went off the rails.
Yeah. Did he?
So since he made it about division and this country being divided, not only is this country divided, it's more divided than ever before. It's more divided than ever before. Now, since we're talking about Trump, is there anything that he has done to remotely promote division amongst?
Of course he has. Of course he has. But this is the guy that says he's going to be the cheerleader for America to bring us together. How could he do that when all he's done is try to create walls between people and blame groups of people. On another occasion, Trump was asked about the libel laws because previously he had said that he wanted to open up the libel laws on writers and, authors that just write terrible stories about him, inaccurate stories about him. So he was asked the question about that and where he would take that and what he would do with it. How would he manage that?
I just think that if a paper writes something wrong, media, when I say paper, I'm talking about media, I think that they can do a retraction if they're wrong. They should at least try to get it right. And if they don't do a retraction, they should have a form of a trial. I don't want to impede free press, by the way. The last thing I would want to do is that. Look, I think many of the stories about me are written badly. I don't know if it's malice because the people don't know me. And many stories, I must tell you, many stories are written that with a brief phone call could be corrected before they're written.
How are you defining?
Nobody calls me.
So all Trump wants is fairness. He thinks that he's being treated so unfairly that he wants to open up libel laws to go after these writers that write these terrible stories about him. And he even said later about, they never call me. Before they write a story, they never call me. I can set them straight. But really, how would that change the story at all? When he said Mexicans are rapists and they're criminals, what could he have said later that would have changed that story? Because the words already came out.
Or he said he wanted to ban Muslims.
Yeah, the words already came out. All the writer would add to that is, update, Trump said that's not what he meant.
But think about it. Like, okay, let's say, is there going to be more editorials and more media exposure when he becomes president? Yes, there'll be much more, 10 times more, even 100 times more. Yes. So, like, how much resources are going to be devoted towards trying to filter stories on Trump's behalf? It's not just filtering them. If he expects a call, they're not going to just be stories written in this country. Right. They're going to be stories written in other countries. Right. How's he going to control that? That seems like it's going to be a lot of resources to
a lot of taxpayer money.
He's going to have to have another agency, a government trying to handle this.
Hey. He wants to create jobs.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It will do that. A whole new agency built on filtering the news media. Yeah. Lastly, Trump was being asked about ISIS and if he would use nuclear powers to take them out. This was probably the most hilarious point of the interview.
If you could substantially reduce the risk of farm-to-ground troops, would you use a battlefield nuclear weapon to take out ISIS?
I don't want to start the process of nuclear. Remember, one thing that everybody has said, I'm a counterpuncher. Rubio hit me. Bush hit me. When I said low energy, he's a low energy individual. He hit me first. Spent $18 million worth of negative ads on me. That's many.
No, but this was about ISIS. You would not use a tactical nuclear weapon against ISIS.
This is a very good-looking group of people. Could I just go around so I know who the hell I'm talking about?
So again, he had to be brought back on task, brought back to the point we're trying to make. They asked him about ISIS and nuclear power. This dude jumped on to talking about how he's a counterpuncher and Rubio hit him and Cruz hit him and how they're spending all this money to attack him. Hold up, Donald. We're talking about ISIS here. Talking about ISIS. Please, let's stay on point, okay? And then what does he do? He completely ignores the question and say, "Hey, there's a lot of good-looking people around here. Can I at least know who I'm talking to?"
Yo, that's intentional. He's trying to play dumb. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's just trying to stall. Mm-hmm. He's trying to stall.
And they never went back to the question. That last question that we just addressed, that shows it all. He is the classic evasive maneuverist.
Wow. Classic evasive maneuverist.